Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Arm Wrestling Tonight. This is Hollywood Connelly with that double biceps. It is in the contract and legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. We are appearing on camera right now. The man to my left, but could be to your right, depending on what side of the screen you are looking at. It is the co-host, the co-founder, the co-breather of air, the co-wearer of clothes in this very virtual room. It is none other than the master of disaster, the king of sting, the count of Monte Cristo. It is Slunderlips, the ultimate male. It is the Siberian bull. It is your friend and mine. It is the winner of the Dane Stockbridge of the Year Award, the illustrious award held by the illustrious man with the illustrious beard. It is none other than Dave Stockbridge. Welcome to your own show.
Thank you very much for that very warm welcome, Hollywood. Matt Connelly, is always a joy to be on the podcast with you. And we've got two special guests tonight. These two men will be colliding inside the ISCA certified cage in front of 1,000 combat sports fans at the Adelaide Oval this Sunday. So we've got Lachlan and Adair, who I think nominally Oceanic champion. That's the lineal champion, the Oceanic champion, taking on the challenger and AWE left-hand champion in Brett Coutts. So thank you very much for joining us here on the podcast, gentlemen. Once again, it is fight week, so we're inviting our competitors back onto the podcast to share their thoughts on their preparation, how things are going for them in the lead up to the big event, and of course to share their thoughts on what might be happening in the other matchup. So Lachlan and Adair, we're going to delve into what your thoughts might be on the other match that night between Mateo Rungi, the Beast, Heather Morris, and of course the man on screen right now, Brett Coutts. So Brett, firstly, I'm going to ask you, Lachlan, what do you think of Brett taking on two matches on the same night? Have you come across that before? Have you seen that happen before? And how did it end up?
Sure. I have done it myself, but I've done it. I'm a very different beast. Look, no, it was tough. I only had 30 minutes between each match. I had left hand first, 30 minutes off, then right-handed match, and yeah, it was tough. So I thought it would be best I go first with Brett, purely because it'll be over so quick. I'm going to pin him 3 times. He's still going to be fresh from Mate Warangi, but his left arm's not going to know what hit him. So
could be a first time for everything, huh?
That's true. But hey, 1,000 people, Brett. How are you going to be? You're nervous? You're on the big stage now.
I'm not nervous at all,
It's
bro.
kind of what I'm used to. So for me, I'm at home all day, every day.
You've still never beat me.
Away to Sunday, on Sunday.
You're gonna make him another Ryan. He'll never beat me.
And that is true. Brett Coutts, Ryan Bowen has never beaten you on the table.
No.
That's a. And do you like rubbing that in each and every time you see him?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. But it makes the matches hard though, because losing would suck.
Yeah, I think he did get a pin in the tournament, and then it was a foul. And
it was a foul. Yeah, it was a false start.
His face dropped. Oh no.
Just a wonderful moment in arm wrestling history right there. So yeah, 1,000 combat sports fans, the Adelaide Oval is the big bright lights. And people can watch this event live. And I believe Ashley Hoyota, who may be watching but not commenting because she's a lurker, as it turns out. And if she is, I wanted to comment. I wanted to jump in and let us know. But she's hosting a watch party at her place. So she is heading over to diamondbackfc.com. That is the website, diamondbackfc.com. People can watch this live. I think it's about $50. They will get the two matches that we're talking about, along with an array of combat sports action from the world of Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, K1, arm wrestling, of course. It's all going to be happening inside the cage this Sunday night. 5 hours of combat sports and strength action. So if you love that type of stuff, then get your get around the website. It's diamondbackfc.com. And of course, if you do want to be there in person and you are in Australia or you can make your way here, then you can head over and buy your tickets now. All the early bird specials are over. There may be a handful of tickets on the door, but don't chance it. Head over to diamondbackfc.com right now and secure your tickets. I think the cheapest now available is $79, and there's only a handful of VIP tickets left, so you can be cage side and soaking in all the action. So, gentlemen, I don't think Brett has competed at the Adelaide Oval, but certainly Lachlan,
No,
you've had
I haven't.
had that experience. And I think last time we held at AWE2, we had the event, and the room was for the most part empty, apart from maybe 50 or 60 hardcore fans that had come along for it as we were staging it before the MMA was taking place. But on this occasion, we're very much part of the event. Are you looking forward to the atmosphere and the venue?
Massively. Atmosphere,
Yeah.
like the times that I feel like I've had the most fun and competed the best is when the crowd has been on. So, yeah, like we can't wait. So to fill that room out and be in the cage, it'd be real fun. And being able to do it with Brett, look, we're long-time rivals, long-time friends, but it's nice to be able to do something to this scale, to that crowd, and do what we can with this sport and put on a damn good show and
Yeah, it
sort
should be
this
good.
shit out once and for all. Yeah, I can't wait. It's buzzing. Absolutely.
And how have you been going with your left, Lachlan? We know that Brett feels like he's absolutely peaking at the moment, that we're at peak Brett Coutts when it comes to both left and right hand. How are you feeling? Because it's been your neglected arm, but from what you were sharing with us before, you are actually left-handed, so you've got, you know how to move with that hand. But how's it been preparing and taking some of the pressure off the right hand?
Yeah, so within about 4 weeks of training it, my forearm grew an inch, so that was nice. It just kind of just blew up again, which was great. For the most part, my numbers, look, they're not as good as my right, but, you know, this is years of gym training. So is it just, you know, my right arm is more skilled at those movements than my left, and that's all that I've got to do to keep up? I'm not sure. There's a size difference between my right and left bicep, and there is, you know, some differences there. But on the table, my left and right move very different. My right arm is just kind of like a sledgehammer. My left arm is much more refined. I kind of feel smaller things. It's the hand I write with. So a lot more nuanced. Then it's, you know, a whole hand where the other one's kind of chopped. So yeah, it moves. Like, I'm really happy with the way I'm moving with my left. It's very fluid. Yeah.
And Brett, we are at peak Brett Coutts now at 47 years of age. The world has never seen a stronger Brett Coutts. And coming into this matchup, you did have a fall at work, and only a few weeks ago felt like that. You know, well, are you going to be able to prepare and be ready for this matchup? But you were just mentioning off air that a few days ago you're back to better than what you were before the fall.
Yeah, I'm back to equal or better than I was before the fall. That was right hand, so no issue with the left.
Cool.
But I couldn't hold a cup of coffee for a couple of days. It was really blew up.
Wow.
But it didn't affect the arm wrestling. It was it was strange movement, but it's all good now.
I've had similar phenomena on my right. Like after comp, my right wrist got injured. There's a couple of movements that I can move on the table with no pain and like max power, like it's not even there. And then one slight little move off, it's like everything just turns off. But like, yeah, it's weird. You can find those spots where you're still good and it doesn't.
Yeah, it was real strange. I went to training to test to see if am I screwed. Yeah. And I thought, nothing. I could pull in every direction, but I couldn't hold a cup of coffee.
Well, it's fine. I get carpal tunnel on my left, but it doesn't flare up at all when I arm wrestle. Like at all. It's not even there. But as soon as I put like a thick rolling handle on my hand,
yeah, mine flares up every now and then, but not on the table. Every now and then something will get caught. Every now and then I'll get something to feel like something gets caught and snaps. that flares up on the table a bit.
Yeah. My left table is good. It's been a long time. Haven't done a lot with it, but it's kept up. I've had some pretty good like after pulls or stuff with Devon and Irakli and even what's his name, Kalinchenko, and kind of just blasted through them, except for when Devon got his thumb out in the end. But yeah, like the left holds up pretty good. So yeah, I'm excited to give it a test. And I feel like a little bit of a dick having a debut on my left arm against Brett, because I kind of feel like the right thing would have done to have kind of traversed the way back up, but the opportunity presented itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, jump, why not? And like, look, we only live an hour and a half flight away. It's not going to be the last time we have a match, so it's just about making the most of this one. So
that's it. And I was originally meant to pull the same person left and right, so it would have been 2 super matches, but against the same person, so we both would have been fatigued.
yeah, exactly.
Now it's a little bit harder, but still not a problem.
Yeah, I know. I snatched up the chance because I know you care about your left hand a lot.
I care about them both.
I want it fresh. If I'm going to take it, I don't want any.
Yeah.
I want it fresh.
I'm winning them both, so.
Matawarungi jumps in. He says that my hand is going to be that cup of coffee that you can't hold, my friend.
And Brett, are you preparing for these matches differently? Like, is there anything that you're honing in on each hand or focusing in your training?
I'm training them both exactly the same, but there's obviously different plans coming against Lachlan and there is against Matt. And Lachlan's a bit more unknown because I haven't pulled him or watched him pull much left, so we'll see which way he goes first.
And Lachlan, do you feel like a good win here kind of puts you back on the path of maybe having more international left-hand matches?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the goal of every arm wrestler, and I know Brett shares the same goals. I think my left hand, I'm kind of, as I've gotten older, and I guess the sport has progressed, and there's a lot more left-handed opportunities for us to be able to, earn as athletes. Then, yeah, I'm in kind of a good spot to be able to say, let's make the left-handed work, and it being predominantly my dominant arm, despite the ambidextrousness. I feel like I've probably got way more potential on my left than my right, if I'm being perfectly honest. So,
what is going on here with Devon? Like, you seem to be going through him like butter. Like,
yeah, see the thumb. Watch his thumb every time he creeps it back. So there, it was the day before comp, and I just didn't want to go too crazy. But you'll see, even if we restrap, he's very pulled out, so he's out my fingers. So I wasn't able to. Once I got like my palm, like these top knuckles around him, I could turn him or at least keep him flat and drive sideways. But once he gets that thumb out, you'll see in this one, I just get bumped straight off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Immediately rotated me over.
I haven't seen this footage before.
Yeah.
Oh,
so when the strap was relatively fair, yeah, it was good. But each time, he's very clever and he pulls out, and then he started to really twist out, and I think that's what really buckled me as well. It was that kind of. He does, you feel really good against him at first. I think everyone does, and then he just goes,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know what you did, but I couldn't stop it.
We've got a question here from Terence Offerman, who says he has a question for Lachlan. I heard there is something happening in October in Australia. Will you be there? And would you mind me coming over and competing as well? Then we can settle it.
Ooh.
Terence, come. Let's go. Yeah, I'll be there.
This is the over-the-top tournament he's referring to.
Yeah. Terence, I will be there, my friend. Yeah.
We'd love to see that. Terence Opperman, obviously one of the best arm wrestlers ever to come out of South Africa. And
man,
still...
I'm going to start getting fat again. He's a big boy. He's like 117, 115.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have to bulk back up. I'd probably, I'd like to see Rickard and Terence.
Rickard said his hand was freaky over Christmas.
Yeah, but I asked Rickard, what did you do the couple days beforehand? What did you do the day beforehand? That's what Rickard doesn't say. So
Yeah. And he wasn't pressing.
I had to probe. Sorry?
Yeah. And he wasn't pressing. They were just going hand and hook, and still, who knows what happens with Rickard's press.
Well, Rickard's press, what happens with it is it's much like my hook. We compete, it goes to shit for ages, and just before comp, it's like iron again, and then we smash it up for the next 3-4 months.
Okay.
His press comes really good right before comp, and then after it, I don't have a press. I can't dig in on it for shit either, or on my elbow. We're the same sort of,
Interesting.
good week before comp.
Good vibes. Yeah. Well, from Terrence's comment, to me, it kind of sounded like he was, would you mind if I come over? Like, I think he's looking for a place to stay. I think he's looking for free accommodation. So,
can't stay at my place, but yeah, bro, we have hotels here. There might even be, I don't know where it's going to be, but the last one was at the casino. So the venue,
I think it's at the casino again.
Big. Is that?
From what I've read, I think it's at the Star again.
Oh man, you're all fucked. I get to sleep in my own bed. Oh, that money's mine. The same it was last time.
I don't think so.
And $10,000 on the line for that one still, is that right?
I don't know, but I'm just excited about having my own food from my own grocer and being able to just drive to a comp. Heaven.
Yeah, let's hope your car doesn't break down and the week leading up to the tournament like it did last time.
The Nissan / Renault is good.
Fingers crossed.
Just it today, so.
Well, Hollywood Matt Connelly, should we go to the comments before we head away?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, Terrence Opperman, as we mentioned before, he says hand pink waving, which is the Restream's interpretation of an emoji. I'm not sure which one it is. Great to see him in here. Also, Lucky Wood, who runs the Lucky Ones podcast, Females in Arm Wrestling every Saturday night, does a tremendous job there. Great to see you, Lucky. She says that Dave Stockbridge is looking sharp.
Yes. Well, I'm trying out some ring announcer outfits for the big night, of course. So just trying to see what the fans might like before we head out there on stage. So,
yes, absolutely. And Taryn Broad is going to be there on Sunday. He says he'll see everybody there, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the day, Taryn. I'm sure you'll have a great night. Matawarangi, this is his little joke towards Brett Coutts there about the cup of coffee that he can't hold. Levi Prince is in as well. He gives a nice little bicep and a smiley face. Is Levi one of your guys, Brett, or is that...
No, not mine.
No, I haven't heard. I'm not sure where you're from. Well, tell us where you're from, Levi. I'm not sure. Terrence asking about a match with Lachlan or to come over and compete. That'd be fantastic. Marcel Prins is give us a comment from Facebook. He says, Brett, my brother and his arm wrestling club says, thanks a lot for the shirts. They are busy framing it, etc. He sent a bottle of brandy with me to give to you.
Oh, awesome. No problem.
There you go. And Terrence says that he'll buy Lachlan lunch.
Nice. That's very generous.
You'll be pouring my beer by the end of the night. Once you chat and buy me lunch, make me a sandwich. I'm joking. I'm talking shit. Terrence, if you can come over, that would be amazing. Would love to see you. Love to compete. It'd be a great time. So yeah, please come over.
It would
fantastic. Well, gentlemen, I'll perhaps have final thoughts that you might like to leave with your opponent before we head away. Lachlan, Adair, any final thoughts for Brett Coutts?
Brett, look, it's been nice having you at second. I'm going to keep it that way. It's comfy. Everyone agrees. It's nice. Just get things back to the status quo. So we'll sort it out on Sunday, and we'll have a drink after.
You're still never going to pin me. Not going to happen. For you and Ryan, side by side.
I'm just going to foul out.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for jumping in on the comments. Thank you very much for watching, whether you're watching live right now or you're going to check it out on YouTube, which we are now on the AWE Arm Wrestling YouTube channel each and every time we are doing this podcast. And, of course, you might be checking it out on Facebook or on Hollywood Matt Connelly's channel. But to you, wherever you may be and wherever you may be tuning in from, we thank you very much for all of your support of AWE. Of course, you can still buy tickets to be at this event. Just a little reminder, diamondbackfc.com is where you need to go in order to get the tickets to see this live. And, of course, it's a smorgasbord of combat sports action all night from 6 p.m. Adelaide time till 11 p.m. If you can't be there in person, you can head to that same website, get the pay-per-view, or maybe all you want to see are the men on screen right now absolutely going out and all the behind the scenes and all of the footage that you cannot see if you buy a ticket to the event or watch the pay-per-view live, where you'll be able to see all of that next Thursday. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in once again. We'll look forward to bringing you more arm wrestling tomorrow night.